Surprise, surprise, I am back with a PS to my last Facebook Live. I think I got so excited that I had actual live humans on the Facebook Live with me that my mind kind of went all over the place and I forgot some very important points I wanted to make. So then I thought, do I take it down? Do I redo it? And I thought, why not just go on and add some more stuff? I mean, just press the button. So here I am with a PS to my last Facebook Live. Very brief recap of my last Facebook Live to catch you up, which is I talked about the importance of identifying the why behind your goals. So we're at January 16th, and this is about the time we start falling off. It becomes less exciting than those goals were on January 1st, and we start losing connection with our goals. And it's really important. One of the keys to staying connected to your goals is understanding why you want that what. So the what isn't enough, you need a why. The why is why we're doing it. Why do I want that thing in my life? If we don't have a compelling enough why, it will just fall off like other things. Life is too busy, too full. And as I said in that last Facebook Live, our goals typically represent change, and change can be hard. So in order to stay with our goals, we want to identify the why behind it. Why do we want this? So a couple things I wanted to mention. One thing, I talked about how understanding sort of or just having an intellectual understanding of what it is that you want isn't enough. And this why isn't just some new agey cool thing to do. It actually is related to how we're designed from a neurochemical point of view. We are designed, our emotions are part of our design. They are not a bug. They are involved with our fight and flight response. They are involved with why we act. In fact, behavioral economists will tell us that we rarely act from what we think of as our logic, from our intellect. We mostly act from our impulse or the sort of emotional side. So understanding how those work and work together can really help us achieve our goals. One of the things that I forgot to mention in the last Facebook Live is I did say that meaning triggers our neurochemistry. Meaning is actually one of two major triggers for motivation. So motivation is a neurochemical process. It isn't just an airy-fairy thing that doesn't exist that might land on us for unknown reasons or that we should wait for to happen. It is actually something that gets triggered. And one of the things that triggers the neurochemistry, those hormones involved with motivation, is meaning. What's meaningful to you? So that's what I mean when I say we can work with our own design, and identifying the why behind your goals is really important in order to stay with it over the year and beyond. So that was one thing I wanted to make sure I mentioned, was about motivation. And then I wanted to also talk about goals that are handed to you. You know those goals in life? So it's wonderful to have these goals that have to do with, these big things we want to achieve that we've decided. But, let's say you're in a job situation and you're handed your goals. You're handed a goal. Let's say a goal that you are not that into. Like it just isn't, maybe doesn't use the kinds of skills that you're most into or whatever, but it is expected of you. Or let's say there's something that you want to do related to your family responsibilities that isn't your thing, but it's part of your responsibilities, part of your duties. So how do you take things that are handed to you that maybe at face value, I think I'm going back and forth here a little bit, that at face value you're not that into? how do you apply meaning? So you can use this same technique for that as well. So when you look at, let's say, a work goal, look at it and see how can I create meaning for me around this. Could it be around my career? Could it be around a skill I might acquire? Could it be around some unexpected aspect of it that you really are interested in? So you may have to dig a little deeper, but look at the goal that's so-called handed to you, that you obviously are giving your consent to because this is your job or whatever. Look at it and see, how can I create personal meaning around this goal that feels handed to me, that I'm not that into? That's going to help you in the long run, because that neurochemical process of motivation, that ability to stay committed to something when you're not feeling like it. So we're using feelings on the other side to combat feelings of maybe not wanting to do it. It'll help us stay with it. So a goal that's handed to you, look at how can I construct meaning that will allow me to stay committed to this. Make sense? Okay, so that's that one. Also, I wanted to talk about, do this for any goal. Find the meaning for any goal. So let's say you decided this year, I want to organize my home and get rid of stuff I don't need. Great goal. And you might not think, well, what's the meaning? I just want to organize my home. Like, that's my why. I would dig a little deeper and look at, why do you want an organized home? Do you want to feel greater peace? Do you want to feel like you want to welcome people into your home more and you'll feel more able to do that? Do you want to be able to find things more easily because you've been frustrated, so looking for things? So it doesn't matter how big or small the goal is that you're pursuing. Having that why will keep you focused on it, connected to it, and moving forward with it. Also, 2 more things. I would like to know from you what you'd like me to talk about on these Facebook Lives in terms of productivity. What things do you struggle with? What are your challenges? What are you interested in? What would you, just what topics would be engaging for you, would be useful to you? I'd like to know. So please do reach out to me, either message me or you can put it in the comments. I'd love to know some topics that you'd like me to talk about. Are there challenges that you have related to productivity? And when I talk about productivity, that means simply having the impact that you want to have in your work and life. And then finally, Power Start is going on. It's its first week. It's the program that is designed to help you make significant, I'm just listening in the background because Daisy the dog is creating a little nest out of the blankets behind me. Distraction. Maybe we could talk about that. Okay, so Power Start. It's the first week is happening now. Enrollment's still open. There are people enrolling as we speak. And so you're not behind if it sounds interesting to you. The purpose of the program is to help you make significant progress on your goals for the year in the first 90 days of the year, so that you really feel like you have a head start. You're in that sort of motivation of having already achieved something by April 1st and can keep that momentum going with the tools that you receive through this program. That's it, I think. I'll probably end this and think, oh yeah, I forgot to tell them the one thing. If I forget something, I will add it on Tuesday. So I'm doing these Facebook Lives on Tuesday and Thursday on the Productivity Power business page. If you like the page, that helps more people to see it. I would love for you to do that, and it'll also notify you when I go live here. So help me out with some topics. I'd love to know what you're interested in, and look at those goals, get some get that why behind your what in your goals, and you'll find that you will beat all of the statistics out there and you'll stay with your goals for the long term. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you next Tuesday.